That COVID relief bill now, $1.9 trillion that is going to be spent by the U.S. government. Joining us to talk about it, Congressman Adam Schiff, representing Burbank and parts of Pasadena. Thanks for joining us, Congressman. Can you hear me okay?
My pleasure.
All right, good. Now, we know the bill includes those $1,400 direct payments. It extends the weekly unemployment benefits by $300, but it goes beyond that as well. What else is in this bill that will specifically help people here in Southern California?
Well, it has billions for schools to help them get reopened safely. It has more funding for the vaccine rollout to get shots into people's arms as soon as possible, obviously key to the recovery. It has more money for testing. It has help for renters who can't pay their rent or homeowners that can't pay their mortgage. As well as additional support for small businesses to keep their doors open or get them back open. So it's a lot of help for a lot of really struggling people right now.
The Republican counterpoint to this, they're criticizing it, saying it's being billed as a COVID relief bill, but something like 9% of the money goes to actual COVID subjects, and the rest is, as they're calling it, a liberal wish list. What's your response to that?
Well, it's very misleading because they would say, I guess, that money that goes to help schools open is not related to COVID, or money that helps people pay their bills because they lost their jobs to COVID is not related to COVID. All of this will help get the economy going, get the economy open again. It will lift half the children in America out of poverty, many of whom are in poverty because of the pandemic and loss of employment by their parents. So it is all, in my view, very much related to the pandemic. And why the Republican members of Congress are so out of step with Republican mayors and governors who support this, I don't understand.
You know, a word about that, too. This bill is very popular among Democrats and Republican citizens, voters around the country. Some 59% of Republican people are in favor of this. Overwhelming support among Democrats. Not a single Republican representative or senator voted for it. Is this a sign that President Biden, what do you think is going to happen to this effort at bipartisanship, and do you think it'll be abandoned by the president?
I don't think it will be abandoned. I think what it shows is that the Republican leadership in Congress is really out of step with the country and many of the party's own leadership elsewhere in the country. But it won't stop the president from trying. At the same time, he has responsibility to govern, which means getting things done. Now, that's going to require generally that we find bipartisan cooperation. But if one party is determined just to try to make him fail at the country's expense, then he will do what's necessary to get the work of the country done.
All right. Congressman Adam Schiff, thank you again for joining us on this stormy day in Southern California. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.